In this segment, I will demonstrate the procedure for customizing the Cisco IP phone background. I will use the CCI corporate logo and the Cisco IP communicator. The process is similar for all phone types. However, each phone model has specific requirements for the file output as well as the storage location on the Communications Manager. The particulars can be found in documents that are located on Cisco's website. The first step was to acquire our company logo from the graphical designers. Now that I have our company logo, what I need to do next is to edit my logo using some kind of picture editing application. In our case, we're going to use Microsoft Office Picture Manager. According to Cisco's documentation, there are actually two files that are required. The first file is the background image itself. The second file is the thumbnail of the background image that will appear as a selection in the background menus. The first step I'm going to do is convert my color picture to a grayscale picture. So I'll click on the color tool, click on the saturation bar, and slide it all the way over to the left. Now this step may not be necessary for some models of Cisco IP phones, such as the 797X family of phones. The next step is I need to resize my picture. According to Cisco's documentation for the IP communicator, the proper width and height expressed in pixels is 320 by 212. Click on OK, and notice the final output is slightly smaller. That's fine. Microsoft Office Picture Manager cannot save the file as a PNG file, so therefore I must export it, save it as PNG, and I'll simply change the name to Globe. Click on OK. I've successfully created the background image. The next step is to create the actual thumbnail. In order to create the thumbnail, all I need to do is go in and click on Edit Pictures, click on Resize, and this time I'll select Percentage Original Width and Height and set that to 25%. Click on OK. Then again, click on File, click on Export, change to PNG, and then I must name this file TN capital dash globe. TN standing for thumbnail. You click on OK. So now if I look at my files, I've successfully created the background image and the thumbnail image, as well as I have the original logo. Now that we have created our background images, the next step is to create the file that references those images. I found a sample configuration on Cisco's website. I copied it and pasted it into a WordPad document. This particular example references two background images. Since we're only using one, I'm going to delete the second reference. Then I simply need to change the file names to match my file names. So thumbnails-globe for the thumbnail and globe for the background image. Now, something of noteworthiness here is the actual path that I must upload these files into the Communications Manager. Different phone models will have different paths, so pay close attention to this aspect. Now I'm ready to save my file, so I'll navigate to my destination, and I will name my file list with a capital L .xml. Click on Save. Now, looking at my folder, I can see that I have my thumbnail, I have my background image, and then I have the file that contains the information about where my phones can find those particular images. Now that we have successfully created our files with our background images, the next step is to upload them onto the TFTP path on the Communications Manager. So I have logged into my Communications Manager under OS Administration, and I will navigate to Software Upgrades, TFTP File Management. I will click on Upload File. Then I will browse to the directory where my files are stored and click on one of those files, followed by Open. The next thing I need to do is specify the path on the TFTP server where I would like those files to be stored. Remember from our earlier conversation about the fact that this is case sensitive, as well as the path is unique for every type of phone model. At this point, I'm ready to click on Upload File and load my first file successfully to the Communications Manager. Now I will repeat the procedure for my remaining files. So I've successfully uploaded 3 files, and I will verify that those files have been uploaded. So now I will do a filtered search and verify my list.xml file exists. Notice there's 2 of them. The 320 by 212 by 12 is for my IP communicator, and this 320 by 196 by 4, this directory here, is for my 7961s. I will do another filter search and look for the files containing the PNG, my images. And I can see that I have my 2 thumbnails and my 2 globes. So I've successfully uploaded all 3 files, and now I can reset my phones. Now that the files have successfully been loaded onto the Communications Manager, the last step on the Communications Manager is to actually restart the TFTP service. So we logged into Unified Serviceability. We're going to select Control Center Feature Services. I'm going to select my particular call manager that I uploaded the files on. Then I'm going to scroll down to Cisco TFTP and then click on Reset. After the service restarts, then I can move on to the configuration on the phone. Now that all 3 files have been uploaded to the Communications Manager, the next step is to choose the background on my IP communicator. So I will click on my Settings, navigate to User Preferences, navigate to Background Images, select number 2 for my new background image, click on Select, click on Save, click on Exit, Exit, and now my background images have been applied to my IP communicator. Hopefully you have found this segment informative.